One of the greatest Steve McQueen movies in 1968 was Bulitt. In the movie, two cars battle out each other on the freeway, driving at impossibly high speeds with no CGI, no faked out camera angles, just real sounds, no dialogue, no background music, just noise of engines, tires, and lots of burning rubber and fuel. And two of the greatest cars ever battled out with each other. One was all about raw American muscle, the other one was small, agile, and fast. And that would be the Dodge Charger and the Ford Mustang. So let's talk about the physical improbabilities of the Dodge Charger and the Ford Mustang. First off, we're starting with the Mustang. The Ford Mustang, driven by Steve McQueen, is a Highland Green 1967 Ford Mustang GT350 fastback, known with its famous 4.0-liter Coyote V8. With just about 361 horsepower, the Ford Mustang was lighter, more agile, and quick to maneuver around city streets, and pretty much was all about that subtle feeling of how a muscle car should have sounded like. The Ford Mustang was a bit lighter and it was really slow, but it was enough for the whole damn thing to go down. While Steve McQueen uses the Ford Mustang as the hero car, there was another car that was used for speed, and that is the infamous Hitman Dodge Charger, known with its legendary 426 Hemi V8. This massive steel chariot was known for having 500 horsepower directly from NASCAR. This NASCAR powered beast was a lot faster and quicker than the Mustang, known with its aggressive Coke bottle style body design. The Dodge Charger was known for its aggressive and powerful presence. It was a titan, way faster than the Mustang, and it had the upper hand about escaping pretty much easily. The two hitmen were trying to escape from Steve McQueen's Ford Mustang, but ended up losing to the fight where Steve McQueen slams the Charger's rear fender, causing it to slide straight into a gas station and explode. The two cars were known for their American muscle, and both of them were used in movies. While the Dodge Charger was used as the villain vehicle, the Ford Mustang was used as the hero car. And let me explain. The Ford Mustang GT350 used by Steve McQueen was a fastback with its Coyote V8, while the Dodge Charger used by the villains were actually modified with two different engine styles. One was a 440 Magnum, the other was a 426 Hemi. The reason why these two cars were known in that scene is just phenomenal. The way how that chase ended up with the Charger being destroyed while the Mustang survived after nearly rolling over a ditch was basically something else. The reason why Steve McQueen's Bulitt was one of the very first movies to ever start the car chase is that it became the holy grail landmark for all car chases to actually exist. Without Steve McQueen's Bulitt, there won't be any other car chase movies that have ever been proven. And Steve McQueen's Bulitt was the exact movie to prove that car chases should have existed thanks to this movie. Some movie cars like the Ford Mustang and the Charger, they were meant for two different movies. In the movie Bulitt, the hero drove a 1967 Ford Mustang GT350, while Dom, he drove a black Dodge Charger in the Fast and Furious films. But Bulitt, there were two of them. One was a hero, the other was a villain. The villain chooses a 1968 Dodge Charger, known for its powerful presence. But It didn't match the style the same way the Ford Mustang portrayed. The Ford Mustang was dominant of its era, but when it comes to the Charger became more dominant because it was known for its NASCAR capabilities in the early 1960s towards 1970. The Dodge Charger just proves that it could beat everything just about right. However, Ford proved them wrong by slamming a Coyote V8 right underneath the Ford Mustang, and that's when everything broke into pieces. The Dodge Charger lost in Bulitt, while the Ford Mustang it was kept alive. Although these two share a history in both movies, one movie was all about that chase. That chase scene when the villains ended up riding all the way out with the Dodge Charger and Steve McQueen hot on their heels. The Dodge Charger had the more power, while the Ford Mustang lacked that. Although the driving skill of Steve McQueen was pure, there's no chance of proving it. And in fact, the Dodge Charger may have outproved that Steve McQueen could use a better car. These two giants were not meant to be born to drive very fast on those city streets. They were meant for the racetrack, they were meant for the drag strip. But ever since the 1968 movie Bulitt, it proved something. Muscle cars were more than just dreams. What Steve McQueen proved about Bulitt is that no car chase could ever outdo Bulitt, and that just proves it. While the Dodge Charger was all about menace and vengeance, the Ford Mustang was more of a subtle and more straight focused, no nonsense street machine. When these two street machines battle it out together in Steve McQueen's Bulitt, it became the long lasting impression everyone was digging out for. And that is how everything fell right directly into the present. Present day car chases now became so legendary thanks to the movie Bulitt, but Steve McQueen's Bulitt was the destination of how car chases soon began in their history. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you go comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.